Hello, and welcome to Your Vote Counts, a public informational, nonpartisan program designed to get the public acquainted with the candidates vying for the 2024 general election races of Keizer City Mayor, Keizer City Council, Marion County Sheriff, Senate District 9, House Districts 17 through 23, and Congressional Districts 5 and 6. These interviews come to you through the producers at Capital Community Media with collaboration on questions and moderators from the American Association of University Women, the League of Women Voters, and the League of Women Voters of Marion and Polk counties. All candidates for these races were invited, and 65% of them chose to participate. Candidates did not receive the questions prepared by the League of Women Voters ahead of time. Candidates were invited to prepare a 2-minute opening addressing their background and qualifications for the office and a 2-minute closing remarks. I'm Rebecca Coleman-Lurbach from the League of Women Voters of Marion and Polk counties, and I'd like to introduce Lori Christopher, who is running for the mayor of Keizer. Candidate Christopher, welcome, and we look forward to your opening remarks.
Thanks so much. First of all, thank you to the League of Women Voters for giving me the opportunity to speak directly to folks who have a responsibility and a desire to know more about the candidates running for office. I really appreciate it. I'm running for the City of Keizer mayor. I've been here before. I was mayor from 2000 to 2014. They were halcyon days. We got so much accomplished for Keizer. The first of which is the Keizer Station. That required us bringing together 27 individual property owners who had been held hostage by an overlay zone and were unable to do anything independently with their land. We managed to do that in a mere 8 years, and now that employs over 4,000 local residents. So that was a huge boon for Keizer's economy. After that, we built the Keizer Civic Center. We did that with urban renewal funds, and there were no additional debt shared to Keizer residents by that project. The last thing was Keizer Rapids Park, 148-acre regional park that was mostly paid for with grants and a little bit of urban renewal funds, but what an amenity that has been for Keizer residents, truly a quality of life issue for our folks that live in Keizer and surrounding communities with the summer concerts and with all the new turf fields that are being brought in. We have a dog park there. It's been a fabulous addition to the Keizer community.
Thank you. What is your number one priority if elected as mayor?
My number one priority is community safety, and I think that is high on everyone's scale. We have a 43 sworn police officers, and because of that, we're below what the national average is per capita. So it's essential that we keep every single one of those positions funded and filled. And last year in the budget process, I was not a part of that budget process. 3 of those positions were frozen. They were frozen to balance the budget, and that just won't happen, and that can't happen. Freezing 3 positions on our police force makes our police officers less safe. If they're less safe, we're less safe. So my number one priority is keeping those positions funded and filled, and also allowing them to do the work that they're paid to do in keeping our communities safe. We've done that with the addition of license plate reader cameras to help them apprehend bad guys. With all of the theft, that retail theft that's going on, that has been a really good solution to help them catch them as they're leaving town. In addition to that, we have cameras that are going to be put in parks to help with graffiti, which is also a big concern in town, as well as we've done a lot of art that will help as a graffiti deterrent.
What do you see as the biggest challenge to being mayor in the upcoming year?
Budget is always a challenge, and I think we have to be honest and open with the citizens that give us their tax money to run their city. And we know we're going to get a 3% raise every year, even though costs may have gone up 8%. So sometimes that means we're going to have to make some hard choices. And those hard choices might result in some of the infrastructure being delayed if we don't have the money to pay for it because of inflation. Things that we're slated to do in the next budget cycle may have to wait for another budget cycle. But I believe that we know going into our budget process how much money we will have available to us. And I think it's our responsibility to spend that money wisely and let our taxpayers know how we're spending it. And it's a 14-person budget committee. So 7 of them are citizens at large, and 7 of them are the Keizer City Council. So I think that's a challenge. I think our city council has been challenged in the past years because they've been fractured, and there was a lack of trust within the city council, but also within the community because of some decisions that were made that were not completely upfront with the taxpayers and the citizens of Keizer. And I think that at all costs, we need to be communicating with the citizens of Keizer. Everybody has to be invited in. Everybody's voice has to be heard. And we need to take the time to listen and know what Keizer residents want the city council to provide for them in terms of public policy. That's what we're there for. We're there to get the best public policy that we can for the residents of Keizer. So we need to hear from them directly on what their priorities are.
How would you address transportation in areas like efficiency, shared programs and resources with Salem, and increased availability?
Yes. So traffic is always, it's always a hot button in our city. We're a lineal city, so we've always got issues on River Road. We don't have a lot of north-south arterials that help take away from River Road. Berta helps a little bit. So we've got to do everything that we possibly can to ensure that travelers are traveling safely, that we have bike lanes clearly marked, and where we can move bike lanes off of these busy thoroughfares, we need to do so. We just recently passed, the Keizer City Council did, the neighborhood traffic management plan, and it was 25 years old. So that will improve traffic flow within the neighborhoods, but the arterials are going to be busy. We're a city of almost 40,000 people. So when you add that many people into a city that the last time significant road work was done and the arterials were improved, we were 20,000 people. So we've got 20,000 more people using those roadways. So we have to take every opportunity we can to be able to move them around and give them alternatives to River Road, such as Verda, and potentially easier access to getting on I-5 to almost an what do I want to say? Eliminating going through congestion to get from north to south, south to north.
Thank you. What role does the Keizer mayor have in making community decisions?
Well, the Keizer mayor is one of 7. It's the entire Keizer City Council that collectively make policy decisions for the citizens of Keizer. I think what the mayor has is a bully pulpit because media comes to the mayor typically, not as much as they do the other city councilors. I hope to change that. I've told all of the city councilors, the 4 continuing city councilors have endorsed me, and that means a lot to me. That means they trust me and they believe me when I tell them if I'm invited, they're invited. And I mean that sincerely. We make those decisions collectively. This is not the Lori show. This is the Keizer show. And Keizer's decisions are made by a panel of 7. I think where the mayor can really help the city is we're their number one cheerleader. We're promoting that city and all of the positive things that are taking place here. And we want to be constantly promoting our local businesses, promoting the initiatives that we have for safety, the initiatives that we have that enhance Keizer and make this a great place for people to move and for people to open businesses and for people to raise their families.
What is your biggest budget concern and why?
Well, public safety and police, they're 70% of the budget. And so that takes a big bite out of the budget. And that leaves very little for infrastructure, transportation, public works, water. And so we have to be very cautious about how we spend every dollar. We do have some transient occupancy taxes that have increased and help offset some of those costs, but ideally, we're going to stay within the money that Keizer residents have provided for us. And when 70% goes to public safety, we have to be very cautious about how we spend the rest of the money. That may result in postponing some of the infrastructure plans that we have in master plans for a particular budget year. Not to an unsafe situation, it may just have to be delayed so that we can stay within budget.
Thank you. How would you plan to address communication in Kaiser's diverse population?
Oh gosh, I think we need to use all of the avenues that are available to us. Certainly the city's website, but also social media. I think our city has done a good job at trying to get out all of the meetings that are taking place. Not only is it on the website, but the city has a Facebook page, the city has Instagram, and all of us that are involved with the city in some way. I'm on the Keizer Public Arts Commission, so anytime I see meeting notices come through, I certainly forward those to my social. And I think that we've got to do more of that in addition to using the local newspaper, the Keizer Times. And then just as we're out and about in the community, we have a community dinner once a month. We don't do announcements at that community dinner, but I think that would be a really good idea. There's well over 50 people that attend that community dinner. And I think that's a great place to make an announcement of things that are coming up and things that folks will want to know. Additionally, we've got neighborhood associations, and they're really good at getting the information out to their individual neighborhoods. So the city needs to get that information to the chairs of the neighborhood associations, and they in turn need to share it with their constituents.
Thank you. If you could, what new committees or commissions would you create?
I don't have any plans to create any new commissions or committees at this point. I think that we are well covered and well documented. There hasn't been anything that I think we're missing in terms of volunteer or citizen advisory boards. We have the Parks Advisory Board, the Art Advisory Board, we've got planning, we've got Parks and Recreation, we've got all of the neighborhood associations that we hear from on a regular basis, and we have CDEC, the Community Engagement Committee. I think we're doing a good job, and what I don't want to do is initiate additional work that we don't need. Let's stay with what's working. And I think that the committee structure that we currently have in place is working well for us.
We have one last question, and it is, how would the decriminalization of drugs affect Keizer?
Oh, this has been a struggle, and we work very closely with the Marion County Commissioners. All three Marion County Commissioners have endorsed me as mayor, and I am 100% supportive of their initiatives with the new law to recriminalize drugs. So the LEAD program and also Restore Court, I think that's the way of the future. The LEAD program has someone from public safety help individuals as they're in need, as they meet them on the street. They immediately determine what they can do for them and getting them the services needed on a one-to-one basis. And I think that's what has to happen. This is going to be hand-to-hand recruitment of getting these folks the help that they need. Additionally, Restore Court is an innovative revamping of drug court, where the pushers go to jail, and the people that are found with drugs that need to have the help have the opportunity to get the help that they need. And if they do that and fulfill their community service, then all is forgiven and it'll be expunged from their record. I think that's the way to go. We don't want to be punitive. We just want them to be getting help.
Thank you. We've concluded the questions we've prepared for you. Candidate Christopher, you're now invited to share your 2-minute closing comments about your goals for the office if elected, or any other remarks you wish to share. Also, please let us know your contact information so the public can reach out to you.
Great. Thanks so much, Ashley. I'm excited. I'm excited what Keizer's future can be. The last 10 years have been kind of a fallow period where we haven't really moved forward. And I know that COVID was 3 years of that, but the other 7 years, we haven't done as much as I think that we could do in terms of supporting local business and in terms of providing more local jobs, and also working on the infrastructure needs of the city of Keizer. I want to see us build more single-family homes. Everyone I've talked with during this campaign season has been distressed over the mega apartment complexes that Keizer has had recently. And those are being mandated to us, and we don't have a lot of options. But I think there are things that we can do. I have some plans for land that is potentially available to us and in the Willow Lake overlay zone. Additionally, I think that when we build these apartment complexes, we need to make them more livable spaces. So we need more green space, we need playgrounds for the children that are living in them, and we need to do a better job of designing them so that they end up being a longer-term situation. The average person lives in an apartment 20 to 24 months, so their long-term transiency, I think it's a piece of the homelessness problem, but it's one piece. And single-family home is another critical piece that we need to work on. And that's what I'm going to be focusing on along with public safety if I'm elected mayor. And I feel confident having the support of the 4 continuing city councilors, the Keizer Chamber of Commerce, and the county commissioners that will be successful.
Thank you, Candidate Christopher. If you would kindly just let us know your contact information so that people can find out more about you directly, that would be great.
Thanks so much, Rebecca, for the time. I really appreciate it. My contact information is christopherforkeizer.com. That's my website. I also have a Facebook page that is the same name, Christopher for Keizer. Come on over, give me a like, and I'd love to talk with you about your ideas for Keizer or anything else you think we should be concentrating on. Thank you so much.
Thank you again, Candidate Christopher, for our interview today and for sharing your thoughts. Thanks to Capital Community Media for their extensive technology and producer skills used to create this program. Thank you to the League of Women Voters of Marion and Polk counties for designing and preparing this program. And thanks to you, the public, for watching in order to become more informed voters. For more local, state, and national voter information on candidates and ballot issues, visit vote411.org after September 30th, when candidate data is posted. You have until October 15th to register to vote or make changes to your registration. Ballots go out on October 16th and will be accepted and counted if postmarked before or on November 5th. Elections matter. Remember to vote because your vote counts.